For this recipe, we take Corina, Chevrolet, Emily, and we blend them. A la Escoffier. What am I doing with my life? This is Escoffier. Escoffier, escargot. Jalapeno. Look at her. Look at how cute she is. She's got that French chef naked apron motif. I approve. Not gonna lie. But yeah, this is Escoffier or Escoffier. Escoffier? Escoffier? Beignet? This is Beignet. How do I put this bluntly? This character is hysterically overtuned. And you know what? That's a good thing because she had to be. Why? This is the savior of cryo. I can't believe it. But they made a single character that is so good that cryo teams are back and they're very good. Or they're at least as good as most of the Natlan teams. And she's not even from Natlan. She can't hold scroll. Literally, the only way this character could be better is if she could hold scroll. She does official damage / Farina damage. She gives Chevra's buffs, and she's a healer. And she's not necessarily team restricted in the similar way to Emily. What? Now, there is a restriction for Escoffier that we do need to talk about. To get 55% cryo and a hydro resistance shred, you need to have a party that is fully consisting of hydro or cryo characters. Thankfully, we don't need to care about characters that aren't hydro or cryo. How do I express the amount of damage she does while also giving 55% cryo res shred and healing? Because a reminder, this is an AoE healer. She heals too. What the boom? Yeah, so we look at down level 10 on her Frozen Parfait attack. This is her elemental skill, low temperature cooking. It is Escoffier's source of damage. This is her ability that does damage, okay? It is 216% every second. Now, how do I put this into familiar terms? It's literally an unreacted Pyronado hit every second. Pyronado hits generally every 1.4 seconds. We also talk about Emily, who just strictly does less damage, or Fischl, who does similar damage to Escoffier with all of her gimmicks, meaning reactions and her A4 proc. Yeah, did I mention she's an AoE healer? Escoffier teams are really, really simple. You play a cryo DPS, you play Farina, you play Escoffier, and then you play Shenhe or Yelan. We're done here. Moving on. We're done. It's a team where everyone is contributing to the damage. It's so good. Who knew healers that do damage would be good? No way. Yeah, what do I mean by no way? We're looking at a couple 100k DPS teams, at least 80 or 90 for every 5-star cryo DPS not named Eula. Sad Eula noises. They'll get them next year, maybe. Overnight, they are popping one character into the game, and she is just going boom! A little bit of sugar, a little bit of spice, something else, mix it all together, and you get the Powerpuff Escoffier. Like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna try to do more Zenless content. More Genshin content is coming. Did you know most of you watching are not currently subscribed? You should subscribe. If you wanna know how to gear her, it's 4-piece GT. You could use Tenacity, you probably won't though, because someone else could hold it. Right now. And yeah, and what do I mean by GT? I mean Golden Truth, the Fontaine set, E-skill damage. You got it, good. Yeah, her Frozen Parfait attacks every second. It lasts for 20 seconds, so it's full uptime. It's a 15-second cooldown, so it's definitely full uptime. It's really freaking good. It's really freaking good. Polearm options. There is always gonna be Fav if you don't have any polearms. But let's look beyond the Fav and look at some polearms. You can use the Prospector's Drill, the Deathmatch. Yeah, Prospector's Drill or Deathmatch are the 4-star weapon options. Now, this is the part where I talk about her 5-star weapon, Symphonist of Sense. Do you smell that? That's the smell of a busted support weapon. All right, let's go. Do you play Chevras? Do you play Yansa? Are you gonna play Escoffier? Congrats, you have a use for this weapon. This is Natlan's Kiachajnasu. It is Symphonist of Sense. When a character heals, the healed characters gain 32 attack percent for 3 seconds. As long as the holder of this weapon is constantly healing, you're providing 32 attack percent. That's a lot of stat. That's a lot of stat. In a Bennetless team, that's a lot of stat. And these teams will all be Bennetless. So, Symphonist of Sense. Reminder, this weapon is also best in slot on Chevras and Yansa. So if you're enjoying those characters this update with Varessa, you may also want to consider this weapon. It's really good. I don't think it's unbalanced, but it's just a really good support weapon. We've needed a support polearm for so long, and it's finally here. And the absolute irony, Zhongli can't even use it. It requires you to be a healer. We should also talk about the elephant in the room with the new set. The new set is expected to be best in slot on Skirk. Skirk Squad, where are you at? Assemble, Skirk Squad! Skirk Squad, yeah. The new set is expected to be the best in slot on Skirk. If you don't know, it's actually impossible to have 0 energy as a normal attack DPS because normal attacks generate energy. This is a really obscure mechanic most people don't know about, but the fact is this set requires you to have 0 energy, meaning Skirk will have a similar burst mechanic to Mahuika, because Mahuika is always at 0 energy. Even when her burst is full, she's considered 0 energy. So if you've played Honkai Star Rail, Skirk will be the Fei Xiao to Mahuika's Acheron. And if you have your sights on Skirk, like me, Skirk Squad! Escoffier might be a character that you will be highly interested in, and you might want to consider picking up. Additionally, if you're looking to get more gameplay out of your Ayaka or Ganyu or Risle, Escoffier is also a very good pickup. Right now, I very strongly recommend this character if you have a use for her. Yeah, she's great. But yeah, Escoffier is a hilariously overtuned character because her own damage is so high. You can actually play her as an off-field DPS in a key niche team, and she's debatably better than Emily. She's just without taking advantage of her team buffs. It's literally just using her for damage. So that could be something to look out for. Do I think they will nerf this character? Maybe a little bit, but honestly, no. The single biggest nerf you could possibly make to Escoffier would be to take away her ability to heal, because then you're removing a slot from the team. The thing that makes Escoffier so good is she is the healer and she is an off-field DPS. So effectively you have a free team slot to use another buffer or another DPS. If they take away the healing, the teams are much more tame and they can keep the buff and the damage. But I don't want them to do that. Cryo has been the single worst element in the game for 2 coming on 3 years. Yeah, I think it's time for a little bit of spice. Coincidentally, she's a chef. I feel like you maybe understood that. I made this. This is mine. But yeah, that is Escoffier. Do I think I already answered this question, but I'm gonna repeat it. Do I think she'll be nerfed? Probably not. I think a character this overloaded is somewhat necessary to make cryo characters relevant again. There is going to be a disparity between the havers and the not havers for Escoffier. So keep that in mind. Yeah, welcome to 2025, cryo. Oh, I should also explain where I have been. Give me one moment. Look at this baby. Look at him. Look at the puppy. Hello, baby. Look into the camera, bud. Oh, I love you.